Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside the Edmonton Expo Center as we continue our coverage of Volleyball Canada's Club Nationals 2022. This is the gold medal game for the U17 Boys Division I Tier 1. And we just had an absolute thriller of a bronze medal match right before this with 204 gold, defeating the Durham Fierce to claim the bronze medal in 3 sets. A very long third set as well, 19-17. This is the Northern Alberta Volleyball Club here serving first. They are in the maroon, the Griffins, the MacEwan University colors, up against the Pakmen gold. So back-to-back matches with teams with gold in the name. And they are out of Mississippi. The match, just couldn't quite keep it in bounds. Huge swing there from Paul Manna, number 7. So Northern Alberta on the board first here, and they give that point right back with a service error. So glad you could join our coverage here of Volleyball Canada's Club Nationals. They've been streaming all throughout the event, and they'll continue to do so right through Tuesday when the U16s and the U18s crown champions. Clever setter dump there. This ball is not going to get over. Setter for the Griffins is number 6, Ronan Huth. Now he's back at the service line. And Huth will put it into the net. So a couple of errors here. So we don't have the scoreboard, and now it's up. It's 2-2. Let's just say they hadn't put it up on the big boards here at the Expo Center. This is Hall D, the show court, as it were. Who sets up his man, and big cross-court kill there. Grayson Jarrett, number 9 for the Griffins. Now Jarrett will go back to the service line. And a couple of service errors here for Northern Alberta, keeping Pakmen in this one. Serving here for Pakmen is number 10, Ian Kennedy. A little bit of a delay here. Everything seems to be good to go now. Not sure what that delay was for, but it seems like everything is organized now. And so this will be Kennedy serving. Quick in the middle, hammered down. And that would be number 13 for the Griffins, Noah Rigney. Now Rigney will go back to serve. A little bit of trouble here for gold. It was put down. They get another crack at it, though, and just not able to connect that time was number 13, Jaden Beeson. Good start here for Northern Alberta Volleyball Club. Got a few errors to clean up in terms of serving, but lots of match left. That one will trickle over, but it did hit the antenna. So this will be a point for NAVC, who have the larger crowd here cheering for them, obviously being from Edmonton. Lots of friends and family, and an early timeout going to be taken here by Pakmen. So Northern Alberta Volleyball Club in the preliminary round went 2-1. They actually lost to 204 gold, who we just saw win the bronze medal. That's the only match they've lost all tournament. They came back in the power pools round and won all 3 of their matches, then were able to get by 204 gold in the semi-final earlier today in 3 sets. A little bit of revenge there for the Northern Alberta Volleyball Club. For Pakmen gold, they come in perfect. They haven't lost yet. They won all 3 of their preliminary round matches. They won all their power pool matches in straight sets and then snuck by Fierce 2-1 in a semifinal earlier today. This is a busy tournament for these kids. 9 matches in 3 days if you make it to the medal games. Big block here. Griffins will scramble this one back over. Chance for Pakmen now. That one. Swing from Will. Oh. It down is number 11 for the Griffins. Come Pakmen on the attack. Well dug up in the back row. That one is going to go into the net. So the Griffins are up 8-3. A great start here for the Northern Alberta Volleyball Club. There's a huge kill. Big swing from Basilio. Serve there from Basilio. Here come the Griffins. Dug up. They go right to Basilio again. Long run, not going to be able to track that one down, and Will Basilio putting on a bit of a show right now. Now he's back at the service line. Will Basilio, a 2006 born player. Tough set there in the middle, but handled nicely by Tyler Knox, number 4 for the Griffins. Able to punch that one over. There's a look at it there. Check out the readjustment. Great camera work too. Here's Noah Steppan. Off hands, and it's going to go out of bounds. Gavin Deep, number 23 for Pakmen, with that kill, and now he's going to go back to the service line. His team down by 3 here in this gold medal match. Back row swing. Dug up, but it... So that is a kill once again for Steppan. Serve there from Edward Anderson is going to be out of bounds. So a point here for gold. I'd like to give a shout out to everyone watching out in Ontario, joining us here. And from, of course, wherever you're watching across our great country. It's the 2022 Club Nationals. This is the under-17 Tier 1 Division 1 boys gold medal game. And how was that for an angle? Out of bounds, though. That was really sharply hit, and they almost came up with that point. And that's tough. Happened so fast. Grayson Jarrett, number 9, with that attempt. They'll look for Jarrett again. Tried to go down the line, but again, just out of bounds. Pakmen starting to climb back into this one. Our scoreboards have gone out here at the Hall D. Just getting a quick reset on those. A little bit of trouble here for the Griffins. They go to Jarrett. And did he use the block? No, he didn't. It's out of bounds. Oh, they're going to call a net violation, pardon me. That was the call, a net touch. It's not 10-0 on your scoreboard. A little bit of technical issue with the score clock here at Hall D. Middle attack is run perfectly. Tyler Knox with the kill. That's going to make it 11-10 in favor of NAVC. Another look at it. Big kill for Knox. Now he's serving. Shoot set there. Partially blocked. Another chance for the Griffins. Back. Rolled over. One-handed dig. And a free ball once again for Pakmen, but they give it away, and Jarrett takes advantage. 12-10 for the Griffins. Tyler Knox will serve once again for Northern Alberta Volleyball Club. The line there was number 7, Manna, but it, hit the antenna. So that's out of bounds. It is a 3-point lead once again for Northern Alberta Volleyball Club. Another serve from Knox. This one floating long and will be out of bounds. So finally, Pakmen able to get out of that rotation. Back to serve. This is number 1, Shivtaz Bath. Scrambly from the Griffins, and they're not going to be able to bring that one back. So Bath gets that point. 13-12. NAVC still in the lead here. Bath getting ready to serve up once more. Pushed out to Jarrett. Cross court, and he got it to go. Grayson Jarrett continues to impress here early on in set number 1. 2-point lead for NAVC. Ronan Huth back to serve for the Griffins. That one is through the block and down from Basilio. Will Basilio's been really good here too to start things off. 14-13, NAVC in front. We'll do my best to keep you up to date with the score until we get these scoreboards turned back on. Jarrett, that caught fingertips. And then a little bit of confusion on the Pakmen side. And the ball finds the floor. Griffins extending their lead here. Number 9 is Grayson Jarrett. And it's an ace for Jarrett. This Northern Alberta Volleyball Club team plays with a lot of energy. They're trying to find momentum, create their own energy, and a big point like that, you can see they all get fired up. Here's Jarrett again, another jump serve. Pushed all the way out, and a nice swing from deep to get it off the block and out of bounds. That's a point for Pakmen. 16-14, NAVC. Still holding on to that 2-point lead here. This is Ian Kennedy serving for Pakmen Gold. And they did find Steppan, but unfortunately for him, it went out of bounds. So it's a point once again for Pakmen. His team down 1 as Kennedy gets ready to serve. A little bit of trouble, but the Griffins do scramble it back over. Here come the Pakmen. Partially blocked, and that's got to be a handling error. It is. And tapping his chest is Rigney, saying, that's my bad, boys. So we're tied at 16 now. Kennedy's had a decent little run here to get Pakmen back on level terms. There's a kill from number 7, Eddie Anderson. Look at it one more time here. Nice set right into Anderson's wheelhouse. And able to find a spot in the defense where the was unable to be dug up. NAVC back in front here. And an attempted little punch there from Beeson. It's out of bounds. This is a point for NAVC. And they do have that 2-point lead at 18-16. Rigney serve. Middle attack. Dug up nicely. Rigney just puts it over free. Here come pass again. And Deep got it to go. Gavin Deep. Brilliant angle there from number 23 in white. Look at it again. Here's Basilio serving. Over bump. Chance here for Pakmen. Basilio from the back. Big dig. Big dig. Scrambling. Can they get her? You gotta love the effort there. Paul Manna hitting the floor. So is Quintin Greenidge, number 2, the libero for Pakmen. Selling out to try to keep that ball up. Steppan getting ready to serve. Still a 2-point lead for NAVC. Cross court, and that one catches a guy in the face. Unfortunately there for libero Kale Fisher. Caught him up high, he's okay. That one from Gavin Deep. Look at it again. See, Fisher's actually trying to get out of the way. He thinks it's gonna go wide, but he's having a laugh about it now, saying, I just couldn't move fast enough. (19-18) for the Griffins. Back row swing. Kept alive. Nice scramble here from Pakmen. But that's red. Another chance for the Griffins to attack here. A little bit of miscommunication there. Pakmen, back row swing will go out of bounds from Basilio. And so it is 20-18 in favor of the Griffins. As we're in the business end here of set number 1. This is Eddie Anderson, number 7 for NAVC. Anderson's serve, a little bit too much mustard on it. 20-19 in favor of the Griffins. And back to serve here for Pakmen Gold. Number 13, Jaden Beeson. But he's actually going to step out and make way for number 17, Josh Beuck. Josh Beuck rocking the headband. Let's see what kind of serve he's got as he comes in late in this opening set. Jarrett off hands, still up. Cross court, just out of bounds from Manna. So another point for the Griffins. 21-19 is the score, and a timeout is going to be taken here by Jesse Sadi, head coach for Pakmen Gold. His team down by 2 Fun first set so far. Both teams really going after it. Kind of like we saw in the bronze medal match, and there's not really a lot to choose between the two sides. Northern Alberta Volleyball Club Griffins and the Pakmen Gold out of Mississauga, Ontario. Mind you, can stream some of the other medal games going on right now. Just head to Volleyball Canada's YouTube page. You can find all the streams for the various courts that do have streaming available. There's commentary on another one of the show courts in the big hall. (21-19), Griffins leading Pakmen here. My name is Grayson Knutson. So glad you could join us here on your Saturday afternoon. I know things are a little bit delayed. We had some long semifinals and quarterfinals earlier today that really kind of pushed the schedule back. We do have the under-17 girls bronze and gold medal games coming up after these. We'll also have the medal ceremony for the under-17 boys as well. So if you're looking for those girls matches, they are coming up. We are still, though, a little bit behind. We're in the first set here of the gold medal match, U17 boys, Tier 1, Division 1. This is Bath serving for Pakmen. His team is down by 1. Jarrett. It's well dug up. Free ball for the Griffins. Jarrett again. Another block. Stays on the Griffins side. Can the Pakmen attack now? Big kill! Hammered down by Ian Kennedy. The timeout's going to be taken by the Griffins here. Their head coach, Vinny Saporito. Why don't we look at that last point one more time? Kennedy from the middle, but finding angles. Well, Pakmen, you can hear their fans getting into this one as well, as we're all even up at 21 apiece. It's been an entertaining first couple of matches here on the boys' side, the U17s. Again, this is the final day of action for the U15s and U17s. Beginning tomorrow, the U16s and U18s will take over the Expo Center here in Edmonton, with everything culminating on the medal matches on Tuesday. And again, we'll have commentary for some of those streams as well. So we're ready to go once again. Tied at 21 in this opening set. Pakmen Volleyball Club serving with Shivtaz Bath at the line. Middle attack blocked. And it just dunked quickly back down by Kennedy. Ian Kennedy with a couple of big points here as Pakmen have seesawed in front. 22-21. Another serve here for Bath. Jarrett. That one caught the fingertips and went flying out the back. So we're back on level terms, tied at 22. Ronan Huth, number 6 for the Griffins, gets ready to serve. And it's going to be an ace for Huth. It caught Kennedy's hands and nobody was able to find that second ball. So Northern Alberta puts their nose in front, 23-22. Another serve for Huth. A little bit too much on that, so we're at deuce here at 23. A sub coming up on the Pakmen side. Coming out was number 8, Kye Young, and Gavin Deep, number 23, will return to the floor. He's in the front row. Back the line, Paul Manna, number 7. And a timeout going to be taken here as well, as we've, again, reached deuce here in this set. 23 apiece. Northern Alberta Volleyball Club from here in Edmonton. I've had to catch myself a couple of times not calling them MacEwan, because they look exactly like the MacEwan University Griffins, even have the same name. And their opponents, Pakmen U17 Boys Gold out of Mississauga. Again, not a lot to choose. Griffins got off to a really good start in this first set. Pakmen, though, credit to them, just hung around. They battled. They found themselves in front very briefly. Now back on level terms, and they will get the first attack here. Or pardon me, they are serving. Apologize. First attack will go to the Griffins as Manna gets ready to the timeout. Let's see the focus on the young man. Gets it in play. Chance for Pakmen. That one's off the block and out of bounds. Basilio using the hands there, and it's a set point opportunity now for Pakmen Gold. So another serve coming up here for Paul Manna. Here come the Griffins. Just a roll shot, though. Tip, block. Basilio able to gather in his own. Through the hands, and that'll go down. Gavin Deep puts it away. And Pakmen Gold win the opener, 25-23. They just hung around all set, battled, never gave up. But at the very end, able to edge their noses in front and win this opener. But as we saw in the bronze medal game, winning that opener doesn't mean a lot. You got to win 2 sets to win the match. And we'll be back with that second set in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. You're watching the 2022 Volleyball Canada Club Nationals right here on YouTube. Back inside the Edmonton Expo Center. My name is Grayson Jarrett, and so glad you could join us here on your Saturday afternoon from wherever you're watching us here today. Pakmen Volleyball Club winning that opening set 25-23. We've had some scoreboard issues here in Hall D, and it looks like they've just decided to turn them off completely, and they brought out the old flip scoreboards. So I'll do my best to keep you up to date as to what the score is. Serving first here is Bath for Pakmen, but puts it into the net, so the opening point of set number 2 goes the way of the Griffins. Back at the line here, number 4 is Tyler Knox. And so the first couple of points here in this opening set will be service errors. Gotta say, Hall D, our showcase court here, really filling up nicely, making for a fun atmosphere. And I said for these young athletes, like, what a thrill to play on this court where the main focus, most of the event in a ginormous hall with a bundle of courts and noise coming from all over the place. So a unique experience. The lights are on. This is the home of the Canadian Elite Basketball League's Edmonton Stingers. Of course, the national volleyball teams have played matches here in the past as well. There's a kill. Grayson Jarrett getting it to go. Nobody went up to try to block that one. Made it a little bit easier for him. Tied at 2 here early on in set number 2. And Ronan Huth will serve for the Griffins. Big block, well dug up by Pakmen. They'll try the other side this time, but unfortunately, Basilio just put that one into the net. Huth back at the line. What a dig there, flying in was Anderson, keeping the ball alive. That was pretty casual there from Noah Steppan, but it got over and fell to the floor for a point, and that's what matters most. It's 4-2. Another serve here for Huth. Here come the Griffins once again. Nice dig in the back row for the Pakmen squad. And then hammered down by Basilio. It was Manna who kept it alive on the back line. And Basilio who was on the offensive. This is Ian Kennedy. He was big late in that first set for Pakmen Gold. A couple of big points at the net. That's blocked. Another chance for the Griffins. Great scrambling play there by the libero Fisher. Basilio just rips it. Great set. He was able to fly into that one. One more look at it. Yeah, the middle blocker just a little bit late closing there. Had it bounce off his hands and out of bounds. Jarrett partially blocked and down on the Pakmen side for a Griffin point. 5-4, Northern Alberta Volleyball Club in front here. Yeah, it looks like they've completely just abandoned the electronic scoreboards here, which unfortunately are synchronized with the score bug on our broadcast here, so we apologize for those technical issues. 5-5 there as that serve goes long. This is William Basilio, a 2006 born player. He's playing a year up. Diving in there to try to keep that one alive was Huth, not able to do so. Another point here for Pakmen. Basilio again. His serve is just causing all sorts of trouble right now for Northern Alberta Volleyball Club. Another serve here for Basilio. In a big hall like this, those float serves can dance. Lots of wind currents for them to pick up for the Griffins. Well, who picking them? Getting that point there, number 13, Noah Rigney. (7-6). Pakmen still in front here. And this will be Rigney to serve. Just got it over. Big swing there, but it goes out of bounds. No touch. Point Griffins. That one off the hand of Gavin Deep. So another serve here for Rigney. Didn't get what he wanted on that one. Finds the net. 8-7. Pakmen in front. Here's Gavin Deep now serving. Just clipped the tape, stayed up. That's tight there for Anderson, able to poke it over. The line, good spot for Huth. And they go right back to Manna to try to put it away, but once again, Griffins scramble it over. Back row swing! And that did find the line from Basilio. Check it out again. Basilio comes in out of the back row. No blockers at all. Deep, another serve. Well, that was close, but it did just go a little bit long. It's Pakmen gold in front. Set number 2, they're also up 1-0 in the match. Remember, this is best of 3. Third set will go to 15 if we need it. Lots of work to do for the Griffins and Steppan as he puts that serve in. It's like they're going to try Manna again. Blocked again. Huth was up high. This will be a great look at it. Manna tried to go up again, but Huth got him twice on that sequence. That one got over there from Pakmen, and then it's off the block and will deflect out of bounds for a Griffins point. And they will jump in front. 10-9 is the score. Noah Steppan for the Griffins. Just touching that one over was Beeson. Battle at the net. Somebody touched it. And I think it was Anderson, and that's what they've called. So it's a point here for Pakmen. And they're going to make another sub. Beeson. Well, I thought they were going to make a sub. Yep, they are. Beeson will come out. And coming back in is Beuck as we look at that once again. So we saw this serve sub in set number 1 as well, where Beeson comes out and Josh Beuck comes in. (10-10) is the score. Back row, and what a kill that was. Noah Steppan. Looks like we're going to get a sub here on the Griffins side. Anderson will come out. And getting ready to come in is Noah Hartum, number 2. A discussion here. So we try to make sure everyone is on the same page here. And now that sub will be allowed to be made as Hartum comes in, and he'll go back to the service line. It is 11-10 in favor of Northern Alberta Volleyball Club. Hartum serve. And just able to get enough on that one was Kennedy. Set looked too high, but he was just got the fingernails on it, pushed it over, landed in bounds. Great reach there from number 10. Shivtaz Bath serving for Pakmen Gold. Roll shot there, well dug up, and they just couldn't bring it back up off the net. Great effort there from Greenidge, the libero for the Mississauga club. Knox serving for Griffins. Basilio wasn't able to get on top of that, no touch. Well, they have called a touch. Much to the dismay of the Griffins players, and now going over for an explanation is Ronan Huth, who went up to try to block that, but it didn't look like he got close at all. There's head coach Vinny Saporito. He wasn't thrilled about it either. So the score is 12-12. Pakmen will be serving here, and it's Paul Manna. Jarrett over his shoulder. It's here for Pakmen. They'll try the other side, and it's hammered down. Basilio got it to go. Pakmen off the block. Quick transition. They try the other side, and it's such a long run for that middle blocker to try to quickly get over to the other side and close that down. Basilio able to take full advantage. That was just rolled over from Steppan. Steppan digs that up. Greenidge had to hustle to keep it alive. Free ball here for the Griffins. Setter dump. Great spot. Huth on the back line. We're tied at 13 here. Set number 2. Pakmen up 1-0. Here's Huth once again. Clip the tape, and it did just drop in for an ace. Fortunate bounce there for Huth. I didn't have a lot of information about a lot of these players, but I'm going to guess that Ronan might be Liam Huth's little brother or a cousin of some kind. Liam, of course, plays for the University of Alberta Golden Bears, the 2022 U Sports National Champion Golden Bears. Congratulations to them. I saw General Manager Terry Daniluk here earlier. Didn't get a chance to speak with him, but saw him in passing. I'm sure he's looking for more players to add to that storied program at the U of A. Fisher, good scrambly recovery there. Here come Pakmen on the free ball. That's a great play. What a pass from the back from Manna. And then Bath was able to set up his man, Kennedy, in the middle. Just a great first pass. Allowed them to run a little bit more up-tempo attack there. Blocked. Slapping at it there was Huth, and then Fisher gets it over. Basilio cross court. Huth was able to keep it alive for a moment, but they weren't able to get it back off the net. 15-14, Pakmen in front here. Again, just not a lot to choose between these two sides in this match. Timeout going to be taken here by Northern Alberta Volleyball Club as they find themselves trailing by 1. Another fantastic match here in this U17 boys Tier 1 Division 1. That bronze medal game before this was really exciting. Why don't we get a look at this last kill? That was the attempted dig by Huth there, and it flew into the net, and it just didn't bounce off the way that the Griffins were hoping for. And like every gym, every net, a little bit different. Some are really loose, so it absorbs the ball and they kind of fall straight down. Some nets are strung so tight, if you fire a ball into it, it flies out behind the back line, it seems like. This one looks a little bit looser, so ball should hang up a little bit. A let's go Pakmen chant breaking out. Support of the Mississauga-based club. And the serve there from Kennedy gets us back underway out of the timeout. Man, it wasn't pretty, and you could tell Steppan not exactly thrilled with how that went, but he'll take the point for sure, and we're tied at 15. Grayson Jarrett, number 9 for the Griffins. Can't get it over, so a freebie here for Pakmen. And it's 16-15 in favor of Pakmen Gold. Here's Basilio. High ball there looking for Steppan off the block, still alive. Back row from Basilio, he's blocked. Second time taking that one was Bath. Middle attack, nice dig. Griffins, another chance. A little bit awkward, but they did get it over. Here they come again. Trying Hartum. Long rally. Back row Basilio. Can they track this down? No, they can't. It's in row 2. Pakmen now with a 2-point lead at 17-15, and we're going to see a sub here. Noah Hartum is going to come out. Edward Anderson returns to the floor for the Griffins. Basilio serving for Pakmen Gold. Middle attack, and that's going to work. Putting that one down is Noah Rigney. Looks like another sub on the side. Getting ready to come in is number 5, Spencer Foxcroft. Rigney will step out. Foxcroft coming in to do the serving. His team down 16-17. Didn't see Foxcroft in that opening set. His first touch of the match, and then not able to get that one over was Beeson. And so we're back on level terms at 17 apiece. Foxcroft again. Steppan. Back row swing, well dug up there by Jarrett. Anderson, blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Point Griffins. Northern Alberta Volleyball Club edges back in front, 18-17. Some good serving here by Foxcroft. Another back row attempt there, and Foxcroft able to dig that up. Anderson swinging. Through hands, took a deflection. And the deflection was maybe the worst thing for NAVC there as it threw off the defense. But, yeah, and you got to appreciate and love the hustle on both sides so far. Sub on the, well, it looks like on both sides here. Deep is going to come out on the Pakmen side. Coming in here is Kye Young to do the serving. On the Griffins side, we're going to see Foxcroft come out and Rigney return. So Kye Young puts it in play, tied at 18. That one was blocked, comes back on the Griffins side. Anderson lines it up, got it to go. The important part there was the snap of the wrist to get that ball going down instead of having it fly out the back. (19-18) NAVC in front here. This is Noah Steppan. Nice spot there from Manna. Not sure if he just got it through the block or nobody went up, but seemed relatively easy for Manna as we look at it again. He almost kind of went around the block. Not much of an approach or a jump, but got the job done. Beeson serving. Back row there. Nice dig by Basilio to keep it alive. And the last one, though, will fly out the back, unfortunately. And so that's going to put NAVC at 20. Pakmen still at 19. Eddie Anderson will serve for the Griffins. And that caused some trouble, and it's the 2-point lead the Griffins were looking for late in set number 2. And a timeout's going to be taken here by Pakmen Gold as they look to slow down this momentum, get themselves a couple of points to even things up in this set. Remember, they are up 1-0, so they do have a little more wiggle room. Back's not quite up against the wall yet. But you also don't want to lose that second set. It gives the other team lots of momentum going into the third. That's what we saw in the bronze medal match a little bit earlier. We saw the Fierce Club out of Durham win the opener, but drop the next two as 204 Gold rallied to win it. So just about getting ready to return to the floor here. So glad you could watch the 2022 Volleyball Canada Club Nationals on YouTube and on CBC as well. So we hope you're enjoying the coverage here from Edmonton. The volleyball's been absolutely brilliant so far, and we've only played a match and a half here today. We've got a couple more coming up after this one, the under-17 girls Tier 1 Division 1 bronze and gold medal matches. Still lost to decide here in this gold medal match for the U17 boys. That goes out of bounds. Another point for the Griffins, and they're up 22-19. Just a little bit wide that time. So lots of momentum here for the Griffins. They're up by 3 now as Anderson serves. Back row, Basilio! He's a threat from almost anywhere on the floor, isn't he? One more look at that. Great set, too. Put it right in his wheelhouse. Something to really lean into. So 22-20, NAVC in front, Bath serving. That one's off hands, out of bounds. A back row swing of their own from Noah Steppan. Griffins 2 points away from a third set. And they'll send Tyler Knox back to the service line. Manna has dug up. Jarrett has a look. What a dig in the back row there. That was Young. And then putting it away is Basilio. Might have been going long, but Anderson got an arm on it. 20 on the Pakmen side. And this is going to be Deep coming back in here for Young, as that rotation spot moves to the front row. And back to serve is Paul Manna. Jarrett, did that catch fingertips? It sure did. Set point now for the Griffins, 24-21. Ronan Huth is back at the service line as the Griffins fans come alive here in Edmonton. Then it falls, a hush falls as he goes to serve. Deep, blocked! Set to the Griffins. Big stuff there from Noah Rigney, and we're going to play 3. 25-21. The score here in set number 2. So we'll take a quick break and be back with what should be to determine a national champion at the U17 Boys Division I Tier 1 level. Will it be the Northern Alberta Volleyball Club Griffins or the Pakmen Volleyball Club Gold out of Mississauga, Ontario? Third set will go to 15, but as we saw in the bronze medal match, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. We went to 19 in that earlier game. Somebody is going to win a gold medal after this set. Who will it be? Serving first will be the Griffins. And they will start with number 7, Eddie Anderson. in the middle. Was that blocked? It hit the floor either way. I think it was Knox who got up there with the stuff. We'll get another really good look at it here. The net definitely moved, but I don't know if there was a lot of room even if it got over. Anderson serving again. They go back row for Basilio. That one maybe a little bit too far in front of him. Except just a smidge off. But we've seen them run and execute that play brilliantly in the past. The outside back row attack. Anderson serving again. Griffins up 2-0 here, set 3. It's Huth. Griffins have all sorts of momentum right now. And in a short third set, a timeout's going to be taken already by Pakmen Gold. And I like that timeout. Again, it is a bit of a pro Griffins crowd here, as you'd expect, playing at home. Lots of friends and family, but there are a lot of supporters here for the Pakmen Gold club as well. So a lot of people making the trip in from Ontario, which is amazing to see. This whole building, I wouldn't say walk around, but I was more running around because I thought I was going to be late. Checking out the whole building, and it's just swimming with volleyball players right now. Players trying to find areas to stretch or warm up, cool down. A lot of fun, and if you've been in the big hall too, and you can watch a stream of that as well by going to Volleyball Canada's YouTube page or on CBC as well. You can see there's a bunch of different courts there. That place is a little chaotic at times. And then instead we come over to this court in Hall D, and what a opportunity for these young men and women to have all the focus on them in front of a very nice crowd. I would say we're getting close to probably the 500 plus mark now. The lower bowl is almost full. Back underway here with Anderson serving, 3-0 Griffins. Back row for Basilio. They went right back to it. And, a net violation is going to be called, or they call a back row violation on Basilio. Either way, it's going to be a point here for the Griffins. So Anderson will look to serve up once again here. Trouble for Pakmen. Manna tried to play it over free, but maybe got a little bit too cute with it. Looked like he wanted to put a little spin, maybe try to clip the tape to try to throw off the Griffins, but got to make sure that ball gets over, and Manna will come out. And we're going to see number 17, Josh Beuck, come back in. It is a 5-0 start here for the Griffins in set 3. You couldn't have asked for much better if you're with the NAVC. Anderson once more. Beuck. That's dug up by Fisher. Steppan through the block, and it's going to go out of bounds. Another point for the Griffins. Anderson is served for all 6 of these Griffin points. Pakmen, there's a middle attack that finally gets them on the board here, courtesy of Kennedy. So Ian Kennedy gets Pakmen Gold on the board, and here comes Bath to serve. Pakmen need to go on a run of their own here to answer. Live, but it will fall to the floor. Greenidge in a good spot, but unfortunately nobody able to follow up. This is Tyler Knox now serving. Basilio, was there a touch? Waiting for the call. Yes, there was. After the head official looked at all the lines people, determined there was a touch off the block. So it is a point for Pakmen, 7-2. NAVC still leads. This is Josh Beuck serving. Jarrett stuffed. Basilio and Kennedy formed a wall. That's the kind of point that can give Pakmen a little bit of momentum as we look at it again. Not a lot of room there for Jarrett to work with. Beuck again serving. Unfortunately, those are momentum killers, though. 8-3 for the Griffins. Ronan Huth for NAVC. Up high, Basilio is blocked! Noah Rigney. Timeout taken by Pakmen. That's their second here in set number 3. 9-3, NAVC with the lead. And the Griffins are, well, they're an excitable bunch normally, but here in this gold medal game, they're creating even more energy. One more look at that. Again, just straight down. Almost got to like remind yourself that these youngsters are still 17 and under. Just impressive what these guys are doing. Let's go Pakmen chant out once again here. And countered by Let's Go Griffins. A fun atmosphere here in Hall D at the Expo Center. Again, we've got the girls under 17 Tier 1 Division 1 bronze medal and gold medal games coming up after the medal ceremonies for the U17 boys. We'll cap things off tonight, 7:30, another intra-squad match for the Canadian women's national team. Be sure to join us on Volleyball Canada's YouTube page and on CBC. Ready to resume set number 3. Serve from Huth. Greenidge pops it up. Basilio just touched it over. Then a misplay. Nice one-arm take by Fisher. A net violation called against Pakmen here. 10-3 Griffins. Ronan Huth again. Oh, quick springs there from Kennedy. That set wasn't very high, but he got up quick to put it down. Now Kennedy will go back to the service line. And he needs to go on a bit of a run. Pakmen need to steal a couple of points here on this serve. Middle attack, partially blocked. Now they can go on the offense. Basilio jousting, and he wins it. 10-5, NAVC. Ian Kennedy getting ready to serve once more. He's got one. Can he come up with another? High ball. That, I think they got away with one there. Blocked. Another chance. Another battle at the net. Tipped. Still alive. Getting scrambly now. Can Pakmen settle it down? Basilio. Dug up by Huth. Right back up, and he put it into the net. Well, Griffins will feel fortunate there. They got away with one, I think. Basilio had a good look at this and tried to go too sharp of an angle. 11-5, 11-6 as that one goes into the net. So this is Basilio now serving. Right through the hands of Anderson for an ace for Basilio. 4-point game. But again, time not on the side here of Pakmen Gold. Basilio again. Anderson. No blockers, and he put it down to the back line. Well, nobody went up with Anderson, and he said, "I'll take serve sub on the Griffin side." Spencer Foxcroft coming back in. We saw him in set number 2, put together a nice little run, 3 or 4 serves, can't remember exactly. He subs in for Rigney. Foxcroft serving, 12-7. Might be the first time the curse of the commentator is struck here this afternoon, and it probably won't be the last. So Foxcroft doesn't have to feel too bad as he comes out. Of course, the libero Fisher will take over. And then on the Pakmen side, we're going to see Kye Young come back in for Gavin Deep. Young has been handling serving in back row for Deep. It's 12-8 NAVC here. Young serve. Steppan just rolled it over. Beuck, and it will drop in. The calls on the Griffin side were for out of bounds, but it definitely landed inside the white lines. Perfectly placed from Beuck. You don't have to kill it. You just got to get it in a good spot. 12-9. Here's Young. Anderson tried to go line. Was there a touch? No, there wasn't. Pakmen climbing back into this one. Only down by 2. And a timeout's going to be called here by Vinny Saporito and the Griffins. So it was a big, big lead for the Griffins. But Pakmen Gold, to their credit, just will not go away. Still scrapping. Let's look at the last play once more. Little bit of room on the line, but he was always hitting it with a bit of a slice. Griffins ready to retake the floor here. Get things turned around back in their favor. Pakmen taking a little bit of extra time here. Kye Young getting ready to serve. How will he handle this? Coming out of the timeout, big moment. Quick in the middle, and it will go. It's Knox. Pakmen just weren't quite able to get up quick enough to match the tempo. Now an opportunity for Noah Steppan. 13-10 Griffins. Back row, Basilio! Well, you say that these events are kind of the future of volleyball in this country, and maybe a name like Will Basilio is one to keep an eye on here. Beeson gets it over. Back row for Steppan! Right on the back line. Championship point, Griffins. Eddie Anderson started the set with 6 straight points on his serve. And now he's back at the line with an opportunity to close things out. Over bump, hit down. Jarrett wins it for the Griffins. The Northern Alberta Volleyball Club Griffins are your U17 Tier 1 Div 1 national champions. Congratulations to Vinny, Saporito, his staff, and all the Griffins players. What a game once again. Back and forth momentum. And for the second straight match here, we've seen the team that wins the first set lose the match. I love this too, both teams lining up, giving each other a round of applause. Of course, those used to be handshakes, but I'm sure one day they will be handshakes once again. And the Griffins applauding their crowd here. Congratulations to the Northern Alberta Volleyball Club Griffins on their national championship. So, up next, we're going to have medal presentations for the U17 boys Tier 1 Div 1 category, the two matches we just saw. And then we will get into the U17 girls Tier 1 Div 1 bronze and gold medal matches. So we do have in-house audio for those ceremonies, so we'll let that take over. And then I'll be back for the next set of medal matches. My name is Grayson Jarrett, and thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more action. It's the 2022 Volleyball Canada Club Nationals right here on YouTube and on CBC.
City of Edmonton, Explore Edmonton, Hudson Travel Group, Absolute Travel Specialists. We'd like to thank our sponsors as well. Mikasa, Speak America, Another is the Award Store, and Jumping. Volleyball Canada would also like to thank everyone who made this event happen, including the event staff, referees, parents, and coaches. Presenting today's medals is Team Canada alumnus, ex-Olympian, and chair of Volleyball Canada's Board of Directors, Kevin Boyles. Please welcome the bronze medalists for Division 1, Tier 1, from the U17 category. Congratulations to 204. Our silver medalist, Div 1, Tier 1, Boys Division, Pakmen Gold. me introduce the gold medalist team for Div 1 Tier 1. Your team, your local NAVC. Teams, please stay here if you're not the all-stars. We will now be recognizing our all-stars along with the 2022 MVP. These athletes have been identified for their excellence throughout the tournament. Congratulations to, first off, in fourth place, all-star from Durham Attack Fierce, number 4, Ended Kira Kyle. Come on, man. Let's hear a round of applause. Next up, we have the All-Star for 204. Number 4, Luke Lodewis. Next up, we have the 2 stars from Pakmen. Number 12, William Basilio. Next, still from Pakmen, number 2, Quintin Greenidge. Next, we have the All-Stars from the NAVC. Number 6, Ronan Huth. Number 8, Kale Fisher. Next, we have the MVP, who's going to be from NAVC, number 9, Grayson Jarrett. Congrats to all of our All-Stars and the MVP. Make sure you guys hang around because we have our U17 girls playing their bronze game next.